Hey, Bruce Reba here, leaving Space Center. Author of Freedom's Quest on Amazon and Woodpecker, sci-fi story on Kindle Vella. The Kindle Vella story, yeah, it's weird. I had fun. But so there's a computer program named Fred. Is pretty prominent in the story. So, I have to tell you about Fred. And there's something that happened, almost ghost-like, that I cannot explain and probably never be able to explain, but it prompted me into adding Fred into the story a lot. So, I'm a fiber optic specialist at Kennedy Space Center, and we had this. At one time, we had this computer that ran. Was alarms for all the cables on the Space Center, and if there was a problem in the communications cable, it gave us an alarm, and we would dispatch technicians. Which I was a technician for a long time to go find problems, fix them. So when I moved into the office and no longer a technician, technology changed things. And one day my manager, who eventually became my NASA engineer, my manager says, here's a not a high priority work order. He says, whenever you get a chance, I want you to go ahead and write a work order to remove Fred, remove all the cablings from the central office, cables from the central office, ditch the computer, remove the rack. So basically, power down Fred. I would say kill Fred. And low priority. It was pretty busy that spring, so it was 6 months before I got to looking at the Fred work order. And one of the neat things about my job is, I have a manager, but I just have a list of work orders. I don't have anybody breathing down my back telling me what to do first or what's priority. I just know if there's some jobs that are hot and some jobs that aren't, and I'll work them as I do them, because everything takes a different amount of time. So like I said, it was 6 months before I got to Fred. And so one morning, a spring morning, I went into the central office at the northern end of the Kennedy Space Center, and I made my way, and the building's not occupied, it's just a row of computers and consoles and switches. And I got in there, and I went and found the console that contained the Fred computer. And I I looked at what had to be done, what I had to tell the technicians, what the computer had to be sent to salvage. And so I brought a notebook in, and I made a whole bunch of notes. The thing to remember is I never once put the notebook down. There was nowhere to put it there. There was no tables or anything. So I had this notebook the whole time. So, finally, when I was done, had all the information I needed, I went to the door. It's a secure building. I had to call in to get permission to go in. Called to leave the building, and they remotely unlocked the door, and I went out to my van, sat down in the van. Sat for a long time looking at my notebook, just staring at what was wrong. And what was wrong was, on the top of my notebook was a phenolic tag that said Fred in capital letters. And it was phenolic is like a type of plastic with carved letters in it. Fred. Thing is that, and it had a sticky back to attach the racks. The thing is that Fred sticker tag wasn't on my notebook when I went in the building. And I never put the notebook down. And I was in there to kill Fred. And son of a gun, I get outside the building, and there's this tag stuck in my notebook. And it's important to note that since I work at my own pace, no one tells me what jobs to do. No one in my office knew that I was going to go look at the Fred work order that morning. So it wasn't like someone stuck it on my notebook and then as a joke or whatever. But then I come outside the building and there's this tag. And I thought about it for a long time. I don't believe in ghosts or ghosts in the machine. Even though I'm a big sci-fi fan, I read a lot of science fiction and history. Let me see. That series Speaker for the Dead had a ghost in the machine. That's what it reminded me of. But anyway, I kept the notebook I still have the notebook, and I used it for a couple more years at the Space Center until it got too grungy. But I would tell people that story, and even when I told the people, I felt like an idiot because what the hell, right? And then obviously some people thought I was making it up, or I was a BS artist, or idiot, right? When someone tells you they've seen a ghost, don't you kind of immediately think maybe there's a little bit of insanity in the head there? So anyway, Fred. I have no idea where that sticker came from, how it got on my notebook, when it got on my notebook, although I'm pretty sure it was when I was in there murdering Fred. And the funny part is, I was telling my kids that when I was camping. They were adults, but I was telling them about that story. And my youngest son goes, "Well, did you kill Fred?" And I said, "Well, of course I killed Fred. That was my work order instructions." Even felt kind of bad about it. Consequently, when I wrote the science fiction story, Fred, the computer, is maybe a ghost-like creature in the machine, played a prominent role in the book, and then evolved. Fred evolved quite a bit. But anyway, I just thought I would run that by you. That's the weirdest story I have for the Space Center. I don't know what the hell about that. But anyway, hey, if you get a chance, read Woodpecker on Kindle Vella. You might enjoy Fred. Bruce Reba out.